bits, right? Or won. These are all types of currencies. Bitcoin was one of the first successful cryptocurrencies, and the reason that people created, well, one person in particular that nobody has any idea of. Let's say you create something that's worth billions of dollars. You usually take credit for it. Facebook has a founder, Google has a founder, Elon Musk has Tesla and SpaceX. Why did I just name him? You usually take credit for it. People want you to give seminars. People want to interview you for Business Insider. They want to do all of these things. Your name is on Forbes magazine for billionaires. Now, what's interesting is that one of the first successful cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin, the founder is a complete mystery. Yes, they have a name, Satoshi Nakamoto, but that's not their real name. It's a fictional name. So no one in the world knows who created Bitcoin. Now, why does this matter? Because the creator of Bitcoin is sitting on around 1 million Bitcoins, and they have yet to sell. They are sitting on currently valued at $6.9 billion worth of Bitcoin that they are not selling. Why? Why are they not selling it? No one knows. Are they dead? Are they alive? Do they not care about their coins? Like, what's going on? Do they want the prices to go up before they sell? Nobody has any idea. Because the thing with Bitcoin is you can own them, but until you sell them, you have no money in your bank. Until you use them to buy something, you are still living your regular life. So you're talking about a man who created Bitcoin. We're assuming he's a man who created Bitcoin. Okay, not because we're sexist, but because there's a lot of clues saying that he's a man that created Bitcoin, but isn't selling any of them. There's only one transfer to another developer early on of 1 Bitcoin out of the 1 million pre-mined, and it doesn't make sense. So in order to understand this great mystery of internet time, there are hackers who have been trying to hack into Satoshi Nakamoto's email address. One of them was successful. There are people who are trying to trace him down for a lot of different reasons. At one point, the CIA wanted to talk to him. It's just kind of the weirdest mystery of why this man refuses to come out to the public, write a book, freaking accept a Nobel Peace Prize. Some people wanted him to get a Nobel Prize for something. It's just insane. It doesn't make any sense. If he were to come out and share his knowledge, he might even help the cryptocurrency world even more. So Bitcoin, the way that it works is it's kind of like gold in the sense that you can't print more of it. Whereas when it comes to like dollars or other currencies around the world, you can just print more, and that's what causes inflation. With Bitcoin, you can only have 21 million Bitcoin forever in the history of the world. You can never make a new Bitcoin. It doesn't work like that. Because of that, everything has a pretty much fixed value. It's not going to go down in price just because someone's creating more Bitcoin for their own selfish reasons. And the reason that Bitcoin was created was because let's say you have a wad of cash in your room, but let's say you don't want to go to the market and spend all that cash on groceries. Maybe you want to buy something online. How do you do that? You go to the bank, you put it into the bank, you go online with your credit card that the bank gave you, type in the numbers. This merchandiser will now connect to the bank and make sure you have the funds, take it out of the bank, and then ship you that thing. So technically, you don't really have any privacy. Technically, if we lived in a scary world where the government did have access to all of this, they could have access to everything you buy. A lot of people get caught for crimes because they fucking buy sledgehammers online and it ships to their house. And the government's like, I saw you bought a gun or a sledgehammer online, bro. What you doing? And so Bitcoin is all about privacy and security, which takes away power from the government. They said if the government doesn't, and it's not because they want you to commit crimes, they just value privacy. And so that's why Bitcoin was created. The theories are very interesting. Now, again, it comes down to, listen, if you don't even care about Bitcoin, why would you care about the person who created Bitcoin? And why would you care about the fact that he's a billionaire? Nobody gives a shit about billionaires. The thing is, it's kind of intriguing when you think about it. Let's say that you have the opportunity overnight, not overnight because you put in work, but like right now, overnight become somebody who has X amount of money, whatever money you have right now, to gaining $6.9 billion in your bank account. Legally, would you do it? Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. So it doesn't make sense why he's not doing it. And at one point, Bitcoin was worth $20,000 a Bitcoin. Right now, it's worth about $6,900, and he has over 1 million. But if he sold when it hit $20,000 a Bitcoin,
yeah,
I can't even process that number.
Yeah, that's like 3 times of
that.
6.97 times 3 is $21 billion.
Yeah.
21 billion?
Yeah.
He could have made.
Wow.
Yeah.
So no one understands it. So obviously the internet has come up with theories. I'm going to give you guys a little bit of the theories first, and then we're going to go into the history of Bitcoin, because actually there's a lot of suspicious shit that happened with Bitcoin that I never knew about. And then we're going to go back and you guys tell me which theory you think is the most plausible.
Is it you then?
Are you Satoshi Nakamoto? There's a lot of stories with Bitcoin. Now, the first one being that you can lose Bitcoin keys. Now, this is very important. It took me so long to wrap my head around. The first theory is that Satoshi Nakamoto lost his wallet, and he lost his keys to his Bitcoin, which means technically they could be lost forever. Now, what that means is for every Bitcoin, every one of the 21 million Bitcoin, every single one, they have a public key and they have a private key. Now, the private key consists of, I think, 256 different characters or letters, right, that make up access to this Bitcoin. And most of the time, it's not something you can memorize. It's not like,
Hi, welcome to your debit card. Please put in your PIN number.
it's like, this is already a generated 250 something letter character thing that you usually have encrypted on your computer if you're smart, which means that no one can just have access to it. It's not in your freaking notes or your Gmail, right? Or it means that some people, they take the action of physically writing it down on a notebook somewhere safe. You cannot lose access to it. Otherwise, you are losing that one Bitcoin access, which is right now $7,000 you're losing because you lost this, string of 250 something characters.
Yeah.
And so the first thing is maybe he lost his early keys.
That's
and
what I
that's
heard
why
too.
he can't cash in. But you are talking about someone who went through the trouble of pre-mining 1 million Bitcoin. You are talking about someone who created Bitcoin. You are talking about someone who finally, there are so many geniuses prior to him that tried making a cryptocurrency and failed and failed and failed. And he was successful. It doesn't make sense. He doesn't sound like the type that's like Stephanie. That's like, I don't know where it went. I thought I had it here and now it's not here. And I'm so confused. He doesn't sound like that. He sounds like, if anything, he would have so many places he would have hidden those keys.
I heard he lost it in the trash, and then somebody went through the whole. Is that the
No,
theory?
that's not him. So that's actually a story that went viral of a guy who threw away his hard disk. He had a hard disk with the encrypted codes for 7,500 Bitcoin. And when he realized he had threw it away, it was already in the landfill somewhere. And at the time he realized it, it was worth $7.5 million. But get this,
Right
now it's worth $54 million.
And it was just chilling in the landfill. I think they hire a bunch of people to dig for days and days and days.
That's crazy. But I'm pretty sure it's broken by then.
No, all they need is the number to get in.
Really?
If they found it, they could have gotten
Yeah.
money.
Holy crap.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no one could find it yet. Isn't that crazy?
They're still digging right now?
Nah,
Yeah, probably not.
you should go though.
So this Bitcoin, you can use it right now online to buy something? Or not?
Yeah, there's a lot of people accept it.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that, but I know you can sell it and get cash or keep it, hope it rises. I had to take off my headband. Sorry, I need to eat more freely,
I know someone does business straight up with Bitcoin, not illegally, but he has like tens of millions in Bitcoin right now.
All I know is I've seen some dudes in Lambos talk about it, seen a bald guy yell BitConnect.
Do you know what I mean?
BitConnect?
BitConnect!
Isn't that another coin?
It's a scam. It's a Ponzi scheme.
I know some companies like make fake coins, and then after people invest it,
Yeah.
they just take everything out.
That's so fucked up. I actually want to take you guys back to the starting of Bitcoin for you guys to understand the theories. I thought maybe I'd start with the theories, but then you'd probably be wondering why the CIA is looking for him, okay? So we have to take it all the way back. It actually starts in the 1980s with a guy by the name of, I think his name was David Chaum. And he has nothing to do with Bitcoin, but he was one of the first founders of a company called DigiCash. And he lived in San Francisco and he was obsessed with the idea of cryptocurrency. He really wanted to create a platform where you could anonymously purchase things on the internet. And there's actually a huge group of people, they're called cypherpunks. So back in the day, in the 80s, they used to mainly only communicate via email. So they would have this huge email list and they would send out like 5 emails a day talking about updates on cryptocurrency, updates on, cybersecurity. And their main thing was that they wanted every individual in the world to at least understand that their privacy and all of their internet stuff was being sold. And so at the time, it was so difficult. Their goal was so difficult because most of the time, people didn't even have computers in the house. They would go to the public library or like a computer room and use those computers. So how do you get these people who don't even have their own personal computer invested in protecting their online security? You can't. But that group, they had a strong cult following, and not like an actual cult, but like you get it, the terms. And it seems like the hotspots in North America were in California, probably all like near San Francisco. Lots of people were in the cyberpunks there, and then there was New York, and then one other place on the East Coast. And so a lot of people were invested in this group. Now this group becomes important because Mr. Satoshi Nakamoto reaches out to this group for help. So time passes, and it seems like coding and all of this developing did not